I don't mind, actually. All right.
Yep. Welcome to the
Black
Black
Multiverse
Multiverse
Theory
Theory podcast. Yeah.
Podcast.
Fantastic.
Surely.
We are here.
Welcome to the Black Multiverse Theory Podcast. We are your hosts, Nigel and Nilo. We will be exploring current events through an Afro-Canadian lens. In shoutouts, we catch up with the community, creating a space for connection. The scroll dives into social media, current events, and celebrity news, always actual, but not always factual. And on the screen, we share our latest watch list, while in our ears explores the sounds shaping our world. The podcast culminates with an uplifting messages called The Word, which hopes to leave you empowered. Thanks for tuning in for insightful analysis and a vibrant perspective on the Black experience in today's world.
Awesome. Well, shout outs today. Shout out to the Steel Heights Tigers. Once again, getting ready. I think this week they have their jersey handouts, which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I have been ill. For those of you who were trying to get a hold of me from last Thursday until now, I have very, very sick and been in bed with a respiratory type virus that affected my sinuses and a lot of things. So, thank you for all the people who called and wished well. Thank you for that. For my children that called and wished me well, thank you. And for all the people who were looking out for me, thank you for those people. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Also, shout outs to the Alberta Spirits and Cocktail Festival, which happened on Saturday. Fantastic work. I was very, very ill throughout that entire time. So, but it was fantastic turnout for the people, and shout outs to them. Got any shout outs?
Big shout out to the people of Standing Bear community. We have a lot of things coming up, including a vision quest, and also we're going to be doing some songs and drumming here at the shop on May 8th and learning some new ceremonial songs. So I'm looking forward to that. Big shout out to yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Everybody who we're going to be meeting on Thursday. If you're within the sound of my voice and this is something that you want to participate in, we have our first meeting for the Aphrodisiac Lock Festival. There's been a couple things that we've done in the background, but in terms of putting together a team, we're going to be meeting Thursday evening. I'm not having anything like these people just had a free food something the other day to get volunteers for like some event they were having. Guys, it's not all that. But if you want to come through, we'll be at the shop Thursday at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right. Fantastico. We've had a good rest of the week, as you know, as people are moving forward with our events and our health. So it's going very, very good. I also want to say shout out to Dr. Elroy Dawkins.
Dr. Dawkins.
A new doctor. He's not new to the city, but he is my new doctor. Fantastic guy. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guy. So yeah. Oh
okay.
Yeah.
I do think highly of him. So yes, he's highly recommended. However, What's up, Havana? However, what I will say is that he is also quite full, I think, with clients. I think he filled up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Blackmail doctor.
Yeah. Shout out to Barrington Simpson, who is in.
B money.
Locked in.
C money.
Bo McFarlane came in. And also Anita Rudkin is in with us. Locked in
Hey,
tonight.
Anita girl.
Yeah.
All right. So are we ready to move on?
Let's go with it.
All right. Let's move on to
The Scroll.
The Scroll. I don't know why it sounded like that. Okay.
That was interesting.
Yeah, it was strange. Anyhow, today, starting out, we have Pierre. Say it again. You're the French guy over here. Say it.
Poilievre.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it like how you said it before.
I keep changing every time.
Poilievre.
Poilievre.
So Pierre.
Everybody wants to call him whatever. Polly
Pocket.
Polly Pierre.
Peter Pocket.
He was there in the House of Commons this week, having the time of his life, talking about the party leader, which is our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, and decided that it would be prudent for him to call him a wacko. Our Speaker of the House, who is a black man, told him, he was like, listen, sir, I'm going to ask everybody to calm down on the opposition. And I'm going to need you, because the statements that you've made so far is not parliamentary, which is fantastic term right there. Being not parliamentary. So the Speaker of the House, Greg Fergus, goes in there and he's like, I'm going to need you to retract that particular statement. And he's like, Pierre's like, yo, all right, what I'm going to do is I will retract the term wacko and replace it with the term extremist. And everybody's like, and he's like, no. I need you to retract the entire statement, and simply the statement, just that statement that you made. He goes, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to retract the word extremist, and I'm going to replace it with the word radical.
Oh.
And he's like, what I'm going to need you to do, though, is I'm going to need you to simply just remove the statement that you made. And Pierre was like, okay, what I'm going to do, though, is...
still messing around in the man's parliament.
Yeah, just messing around. He's like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the term wacko with the term radical.
Greg said, you're out of here, bro.
And Greg's like, picks up his piece of paper and read him his rights. He said, let me tell you something. For being insubordinate in the House of Commons, I'm going to have to kick you out for the duration of the day. Go play some golf, buddy.
Wow.
Do your thing.
And I'm not going to lie, proud that it was a black man that got to do that. I want to say real quick, what's up to my cousin.
What's up?
Mark.
Okay, Mark.
Yeah, my cousin Mark from Brooklyn. He's in the double R side of the family.
Okay.
There's apparently like some branch of the family that uses double R's.
Rampasar?
Lorima.
Oh, Lorima.
To Lorrimer. This side of the family that uses the double R. So
why stop at one?
He's for the double R side. Auntie Jenny's.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Why did I feel proud that it was a black man who was like, hey, get your act together, buddy. You can't say those things up in here.
He was like, all right. And the way how he did it was very calm. He's like, okay. And he picked up his piece of paper. You could tell he's pretty much never kicked anybody out or had to kick anybody out.
Yeah, Isn't he
But
kind of new? Isn't
yeah,
he
he's
since
very
the whole
new.
Nazi situation, right?
Yeah, and then the sticky note that was on the top of his thing is like break in case of emergency kind of thing. He just took it off. He's like, all right, I'm going to read
Here we
you
go.
this memorandum.
Here we go. You gots to go.
You got to get
Brody
in
Hody.
here. You don't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
Meow. Anyway,
Yeah.
there goes that guy.
So there goes that guy.
We didn't write this, but maybe we'll talk about it on the other side of this part right here. Drumheller, which is the dinosaur capital of Alberta.
Okay.
Is that right? It is, right?
Yeah. You have a lot of dinosaurs there. Yeah.
Drumheller recently broke the Guinness Book of World Record for most people dressed up as a dinosaur.
I think we went there once.
Place to Drumheller.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is where I think it is. It looks like space over there. To be honest,
It looks like a desert.
a different place.
Completely different.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I went to the river there, and I didn't realize that Alberta has native mollusks like crabs and crabs and clams and whatnot, or shell mollusks,
mutant mollusks.
Yeah, so I
Crabs.
guess all you have to do really to break a Guinness Book of World Record, a record in the Guinness Book, is make up a thing that people probably haven't done en masse. Cause I don't know how many dinosaurs they had. Maybe you can check that.
252 to be exact.
You do know.
So 252 people dressed up like dinosaurs.
I feel like
in one place.
It's a low bar, babe. 252.
252.
I would love
252.
I would love for spite for Edmonton to take that from them.
You're wild. 252 people dressed like a dinosaur.
I feel like we could do it. We could get 300 people dressed like a dinosaur.
If you're going to do it, you go to the TELUS World of Science and then go there.
And do it there?
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. I'll take it away from Drumheller right now. 252, now, bro. She says. Anyway, you guys, I have other things to think about. Do you know what I learned today? Excuse me, you guys, this is potty talk coming up. Okay. I learned today that not everybody poops red after they eat beets. I thought we all did. I thought it was shared experience. Turns out, no. Where does all the red in the beets go? Into your stomach? And then what?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Let's move on to the high-speed rail.
Yeah. So Edmonton and Calgary have just announced that the high-speed rail is underway. Now, that is a high-speed train that they are going to put a platform, and you get to go from Edmonton to Calgary.
In how long?
Apparently, from the calculations that I've heard, because of how straight the road is going to be, it's going to be 30 minutes.
A lie.
It's the same amount as if you flew a plane.
What? 30 minutes?
30 minutes to an hour.
It's frightening.
It is frightening, but it's a speed.
Progress is frightening.
It's a bullet train.
Bullet.
It is a bullet train. Let me tell you the exact number here that they're thinking it's going to be. So right now they are looking at approximately being finished by or started between 2025 and 2026. The completion by summer of 2025, they're hoping, will feature a 15-year plan aiming to finish all their projects, their rail projects by 2040.
Okay.
So the rail line is like doing these bunch of these projects together.
Okay. Wow. How fast did we say it was going to go? 30 to 45 minutes? 30 minutes to 60?
To an hour.
30 minutes to an hour. That is incredibly fast. And I wonder if the price is going to inversely or conversely match the speed. I wonder if the price will be as fast as the money, as the speed of the train.
I'll tell you one thing. It's going to be $9 million toward developing the plan. An additional $43 million
to actually building it,
to expand the C train blue line toward Calgary International Airport. So it's going to go for airport to airport.
Okay, I don't hate it, you guys. I don't hate it. Additionally, cheaper flights out of Calgary. You can just take the high-speed rail if it costs enough. But let me talk to you about this new bus. The bus is slow, just like driving, except you don't have to actually drive. So you can watch a movie, you can take a nap, you can do all of these things on this bus drive to Calgary. There's this new bus service where you can get tickets for as low. The other day I found tickets for 99 cents to Calgary. $4.99, $14.99, $24.99.
What's the bus called?
FlixBus. I wasn't gonna say it. I was gonna make them pay me. I'm just kidding.
That's crazy. But I hear you.
I'm also not kidding. FlixBus, call me. Anyway, but yeah, it's FlixBus. I think it might be like electric or something. I assume so because it's green. I just assume things nowadays.
Good assumption.
Based on the colors.
Very good assumption.
It's marketing. If it's not a green bus,
it'd have to be a solar powered bus.
It's a literal green bus. So if it's not a green bus, you did it wrong. Anyway,
they do that to trick
or maybe
people.
they did it right. Yeah, so you could get there for less than you could literally do a $60 trip, round trip to Calgary and back.
Yeah.
And if you wanted, you could.
By the way, just like Greyhound, sorry to cut you.
Do they exist anymore?
No, but just like Greyhound used to do, the cheaper flight stopped in every city on the way from Edmonton. All the way to
I
Calgary.
think every city on the way to Edmonton to Calgary in FlixBus is Red Deer.
You think so, right?
You're talking about Penfolds,
Airdrie,
and Okotoks,
Innisfail, Buckshot, all these places. You're gonna stop every single place. Tabor. You're gonna stop everywhere.
It's the sundown tour of Alberta, truly,
like,
for just $14.99.
$14.99. You'll be down there for 12 hours just to get to Calgary.
I don't think that's true.
You're like, I can't stand this kid. I'm kicking him
think
out of my house.
No, I don't think they have
99 cents.
I don't think they have that for real. What you just said, I don't think they have that one. They go to 4 places. They go Edmonton, they go Calgary, they go Brooks, I think. I think they go Okotoks.
Brooks is another one. Okotoks is in between there. What else they got?
I think that's it. But between Edmonton and Calgary, it's just
Millet.
It's just Red Deer. No, they don't make us stop at Millet. Stop it.
They can stop everywhere. The guy stops for a smoke break.
Listen, for 99 cents? I don't know. I might consider it. I'll take the tour. I'll take the Tiny Town tour.
Tiny Town tour.
The Tiny Town tour.
Yeah. Somebody gets on the bus. Hey, there better not be any of those blacks on the bus. It's a sundown state. You're going to be like, ugh.
You'll be like, hey, little miss, you're in Alberta. You're going to need to get to the back of that bus. Like, buddy, we did this already. We did this as a team already. My people already did this. All right, let's move it along. Apartment fire and the bravest kitty.
Yeah, there's an apartment fire here in Edmonton. The gentleman who caused the flame. Sorry, he's
Was it his fault or was it just happening in his apartment?
I don't know
That's
how it
all
can
I'm trying
happen
to
in
say.
your apartment without it being your fault,
It could
but
be
it might
something in the
might have been
walls.
something in the wall. It could have been.
Yeah, you
But the
never
fire
know.
was billowing
It
out
was
of his,
blazing hip hop and
and he
R&B.
came out of the balcony, and
He was
he was just
cowering,
cowering
which I
on the thing.
may have been too, but I probably would have jumped. I'm
And
more scared of
he
fire
tried to
than
put
that.
his leg over the railing, and it was like, I can't do it.
I don't know,
And
man.
I would have been like, bye. I would have been like,
Hot dog. Have you
before
seen
the
Jason
cameras
Bourne?
got there, I would have been like,
No, Jason Bourne used to fall off the side of a building.
all
man.
the time.
All you'd hear is me being like, parkour, parkour.
You would have heard me like this. Oh, my back. I fell. That's what
I
you
would have
heard
parkoured my way to safety.
You heard me like that guy.
And do I parkour? No. Have I ever trained in parkour? No.
Yes. No.
But what I have done is watched very many TikTok videos of people parkouring. And I feel like in a fire type situation, I could. But the funny part was not the man cowering from the fire. The funny part was
there was a cat on the floor below him. And that cat jumped
like a squirrel, bro.
When the firefighters came with the ladder,
right,
to save the guy up top, the cat was like, "I don't need your help, Bonza," and he jumped off the bottom.
Said, and you may know this movie. The cat said, "I can do bad all by myself."
The cat was like, "I got 9 more where this came from." He's like, "Yatta!" And he jumped off the thing.
Like a squirrel, like both hands out, both feet out.
And survived.
My guy said, I'm out
meet you at the bottom. The last one's a raw neck. Said,
but my guy was out of there. Let me tell you about cats. That dog, if it was a dog would have paced and try to get you out of there. Even my dog won't run down the stairs until she knows I'm good and I'm coming and I'm right behind her. Man, me and the dog
your
will
dog
both
won't
butt
even
up
jump
same
out
way.
the vehicle.
I'm trying to save the dog. The dog's trying to save me. Exactly. She has to have a leash on. She's like, "Excuse me, this is dangerous. Like, please, where's my safety harness?" Literally. Listen, that cat said, "I'm out of here, brother."
He said, "I will see your barbecue and raise you my own." Bye. He's gone.
He was out of there. He probably walked up to some white lady and went around her legs, and she was like, "Oh my God, the cat distribution system has chosen me," and took him inside and washed all the char and charcoal off of him.
Owner. He's like, "This is my new human."
He's got a new life, boy. He's got a new life.
That last guy was sketchy.
That guy. No more.
Right.
Let me tell you, toxic relationships, you got to get out of them.
Toxic.
Okay, there's a new Reading Rainbow documentary.
Ooh, yep. Reading Rainbow is out here. It talks about LeVar Burton, our favorite reader.
Human. Oh.
Yeah, human too. He's very upstanding guy. I appreciated him in Reading Rainbow, in Roots, and in Star Trek, The Next Generation,
right.
and in Picard.
Let me tell you,
his daughters, who are also in Picard. Which I thought was awesome.
You know one thing? LeVar Burton said, "I'm not going to be in a lot of stuff, but I'm going to own the stuff that I'm in."
He did.
And he was in legendary things. LeVar Burton, I don't know if he's got but 20 credits to his name. Like, I don't know what movies he's been in other than Star Trek. But when I tell you, he's getting points and dice and all kind of stuff.
Well, in the documentary that he's in, he talks about some of the style choices that he had. And in the Reading Rainbow, he decided one time to put an earring in his ear. And if you know anything about the 90s, putting an earring in one side meant one thing, and in the other side meant another thing. And he had it in whatever side.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "No, take it out. Take it out." The church sisters at Reading Rainbow were like, "Take it out."
Apparently, he was getting in like all kinds of issues because he was trying to be a fly
You trying to
dude.
be that guy.
And they were like, that is not who we hired.
He literally was trying to get a person. Even in the next generation, he was trying to find his person. The whole show. He was
It's
trying to
true.
find his person. The little blind boy that became the best engineer.
Just wants to be loved.
Best engineer, and then had two daughters that were fantastic. One that was a disappointment to him, but then in the end you found out she was actually not a disappointment. And
She was not, she just thought she was. And daughters, I know because I am one, sometimes we tend to get carried away.
Wow. Okay. There you go.
Mm.
So that's LeVar, Burton. The last thing on our dock is Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up these lyrics so that we can talk about one, two ting. A one, two ting.
All right. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
So we have this beef that's been happening. We talked about it in length about Drake last week.
You could go back to last week. I do stare off into the middle distance and kind of give you a catch up.
Yep. So that happened, and we had J. Cole. We were supposed to be talking about J. Cole. We went into the entire Drake saga, and now Kendrick Lamar has come out with his latest addition to the and also not Offset. Quavo came out with his as well.
Oh, Quavo did?
Yeah. And
Oh,
he actually put in what's his name into the thing. Who got shot?
Offset?
No, Offset didn't get shot.
Oh,
what's his name? He's Chris Brown said that
I know.
That guy raps better. He's from the Migos.
Yes.
So Take Off. So Take Off is in the track rapping. And Chris Brown said, I don't even have to respond. Take Off was the best part of that whole thing. That was wild. I was like, that's rude, man. That's rude. So, yeah. So you have Quavo has his. He came out with his.
Yeah, you can't get me to root for Chris Dan Brown. I don't care how good he raps.
Quavo's response was called Hoes and something else.
Anyway, let's talk about this Kendrick Lamar track.
Right.
Well, Kendrick Lamar came out. Everybody said, oh my God, he finished him. He said some notable things. One of my favorite lines he says is, don't tell no lie about me. I won't tell no truths about you. He says, you made your whole crew sell their souls. He said, F all that push and P, let me see you push a T. Saying, in reference to the Pusha T rap.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something out there. He talks about Drake not knowing what it's like to raise a son. He said it's also long, so he says everything that he could have possibly said, I think.
But no, Kendrick says a wealth of
things.
Of
oh yeah,
words.
You definitely have to go through it. Definitely listen to it. Definitely look at it. And one of the things he says in the very end, which I also appreciate, was, "We don't want to hear you say nigga no more." And then he's like, "Stop." And that when he says stop, the whole song stops.
Wow.
He says something about, my niece Brittany. Shout out to you, Brittany. Is a big Drake fan. So I was like, how are you feeling about that? She's like, no, I'm a Drake fan, but I'm not Deleuze. Like, I'm not Deleuze. I know Drake. Like, I know. So he says, one of the things Kendrick Lamar says is, how many black features till you finally feel you're black enough?
Wow.
He says something about telling the people how you get your abs, which is a reference to Drake being too lazy to work out and just getting
Surgery.
his abs sculpted every now and then.
Mm.
Yeah. I have to say what I was going to say about Kendrick winning or Drake winning is that I think that it's nice that Drake has an opportunity to be spoken of in the same like sentences some of these guys. Obviously Drake and Kendrick kind of came out at the same time, and that's largely part of what's happening right here. So I feel like Kendrick is a better rapper than Drake, period. So I can't even, I'm like, okay, this is fun, but I'm curious to see what happens and what happens. Anyway, that's it.
Drake has his roots in the acting thing. That's, if you know anything about Degrassi,
Mm-hmm.
that's where Drake gets his claim to fame.
Mm-hmm.
But Kendrick Lamar came out with an album, and then a white man won rap album of the year that
Yeah,
year.
Macklemore, I remember that year.
And I was like, what? Because I heard Kendrick Lamar's album, and it was fire.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think Macklemore should have won, and
Mm-hmm.
neither did
Macklemore didn't think Macklemore should
neither
have
did
won.
his whole community. Neither
Right.
did none of them. So it just, it goes to show you that a lot of these things are rigged too, to make certain things optics look right.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Okay.
We need a "it is what it is" button.
All right, fair.
All right, everybody, let's move it along, friends and family. You guys have been quiet out there, but you've been out there. Thanks for tuning in.
A couple people have been telling me the LMAOs on here.
Oh, I can't see it, so that's why. I do have to say, like, share, and subscribe, because we never say that.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Take a moment right now. Please hit share on the podcast if you're watching it. Hit that like button. Let us know you're out there.
Oh, it's probably down here.
It's probably on the bottom somewhere.
If you're on YouTube, then you're down here.
It's probably on this side though.
Whose side? Your side?
I think it's probably on my side.
So over there somewhere.
Anyway,
like, share, and subscribe. Take
the time to do that now. If you are on YouTube, if you get your podcast from YouTube, we automatically upload to YouTube as soon as we're done here. We don't share. We don't ask you share, subscribe too often. So take the time right now and send this to your whole wall. Don't send it to somebody in specific because they won't watch it.
We want to see how big this thing's gonna get. Hey,
we have been consistent.
Yeah,
we're doing our part.
We're doing our part. We want to see how big it can get, though. So anyway, that requires you to share, and subscribe.
Share and subscribe. That's how the thing works.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Okay, let us move on to the portion of the show that we call the
screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the screen is the portion of the show where we talk about what we are watching. What you got going on? What have you been watching?
I started a new anime called Black Clover.
Okay.
It's about a guy who lives in a land where magic is everything. And so it takes place in that Lord of the Rings kind of time-ish deal.
Okay, I love magic.
Middle Earth.
Okay. Everybody speaks British accents.
Except nobody does in this one. But
nice.
They're all American.
Oh, neat.
Accents.
Neat. Middle Earth American.
So they're there, and everybody has magic. Everybody uses magic in their day-to-day, and the people who have stronger magic are royals, and the people who have weaker magic are the servants, and they light fires and they cut trees with their magic and they do stuff. But this one kid, he is born with no magic. And so he's like, I'm going to get magic when when the time comes. So when you turn a certain age, like 15, 16 or whatever, you get endowed with a book and then you get your magic. You may get your magic, but
Is it a
most people
magic
get it
book?
way before.
It's like a magic book.
It's called a grimoire. So yeah.
Okay.
And so he doesn't get the book. He doesn't get no
Ooh.
magic. Everybody's laughing at him. And then he goes to protect somebody afterwards with no magic. And a book appears out of nowhere for him. And he gets that book.
Oh, wow.
And
And then
inside
he
that
gets his
book
magic.
is a sword. Nope, he doesn't get no magic. He just
Still
gets
no
he
magic?
just gets things that are magical. And so he's
Oh,
like,
imagine, what would you prefer? No
to fly
Would
or
you prefer
to
magic?
be on a broom that flies?
You can. Would you prefer magic or to have a bunch of magical things?
I would like to fly.
Your own body.
Yeah, like I don't want a plane that flies.
Or
I want to fly. I don't want a car. I definitely don't want a carpet
I feel like
that flies.
flying would be hard on the body.
Like flying?
The air. Yeah.
No. It would be awesome.
I feel like the air coming at you crazy.
Yeah, if you're flying fast all the time, yes. But if you're flying, it's going to be like you running. You're going to go at the speed that you're comfortable at. You can float if
You're
you want.
soaring. You're not like flapping arms in this scenario.
Who is this? Who, me?
In this particular scenario.
If you're talking about a scenario where you're just soaring all the time, the question is why? Why are you doing this?
Aren't you soaring all the time in this scenario? Because you're not flapping your arms.
No, you're gliding.
Okay.
You're like Superman.
Superman way. Okay.
Anyways, so that's the one I'm watching. It was fantastic. I also watched the Book of Clarence, which I've watched weeks ago, and I've been meaning to talk about it. Book of Clarence is fantastic because the Book of Clarence takes place in Jesus' time, but it's all about Black people in Jesus' time, dealing with racism in the time of Jesus. And even Jesus is Black in the whole thing. And you meet up about a guy, and the guy doesn't really believe. He's really a cynic, and he doesn't believe in any of the stuff, any of Christianity. But there's a guy that they're calling Jesus that does all these miracles, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna figure out what tricks he's doing, and then I'm gonna do those tricks, and I'm gonna be the next guy. Well, he chooses the wrong time, because at this point the Romans are saying, okay, we gotta order to kill the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's now like, I'm gonna be the new Messiah, because I'm gonna learn the tricks that Jesus is doing and then do them. Till he finally meets up. Actually, all his friends meet Jesus and find out that this dude is like legitimately doing the stuff that he's doing. Like, he's actually gifted and blessed and whatever. And he's still there denying what's happening. So it is a great, funny movie. For those of you who are of Christian faith and believe in Christianity, and you are very, very, very hung up on the truth of Christianity, this may not be the one for you, because it is a story that is not based off of the Bible. It is just a story. So if you like stories, though, and you like stuff that is maybe fictional, this is a hilarious movie. And Jesus still does all the miracles, and it still talks about the stuff, but it's just about this one guy whose name is Clarence. His name is nothing crazy. It's just what it is.
And it's at the time. This reminds me a little bit of the life of Brian.
It's very much like the life of Brian, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, it's very much like along that vein, but more Black.
Okay. Life of Brian, but Black.
Yeah, more Black. The soundtrack is absolutely amazing. The songs are fantastic in there. The music is great. And the storyline is hilarious. It's just a regular black guy dealing with regular black things. What's her name is in it? Tiana Taylor.
Oh, I like Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, Tiana Taylor's in it, and she's like Mary. She's like Mary. And yeah, that's how the movie starts with them like dealing with her, like racing her in a chariot race. So it's very funny, very good movie. I give it, at least a 9 out of 10. It's fantastic.
Okay. I don't have anything that I actually do, but I cannot remember what it is and I cannot find it. But in any case, I am going to be taking a look at that documentary, Reading Rainbow. I think it's called Butterfly in the Sky. There was a meme one time that was like, hearing a butterfly in the sky and then immediately trying to one up it is definitely out of pocket. But in any case, yeah, I'm going to check out that and I will have that reported back to you next time.
Okay.
The next time. Okay, we have now what is in your ears. What are you listening to?
What am I listening to? I got on to today specifically. I got on to gospel neo soul.
Ooh,
And
I guess there's gospel every genre, hey?
Yep. And Rochelle asked if we talked about Pierre yet. Yeah, that was one of the first things we talked about, Shella. We talked about it. Yeah, it was good. But the song, it's in my ears.
Neo soul.
Neo soul.
Gospel neo
It
soul.
was, every genre is represented, and I noticed this when I first got into my teens. And I was looking for like music to listen to. I used to listen to songs as I went to bed. You had the ghetto blaster. You had your ghetto blaster.
Ghetto blaster.
Yeah, the ghetto blaster over here. This dates me.
Oh
So
my
those of you who don't know what a ghetto blaster is, Google that. And my parents never really bought me a ghetto blaster. I got things kind of handed down as
So
my
you got your
brothers like moved out.
Mm-hmm.
So when my brothers moved out, I got a ghetto blaster. It didn't really work. So they said, maybe you might be able to tinker with it. I sure enough did. And I sure enough fixed that thing and turned it into my own sound system. I was able to move speakers.
God.
I had the speakers like all over my room, one on my dressing table, one over.
Oh, you had the 90s one.
I had that ding, 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 take it apart, the one. I didn't have the one that you hold like this. I didn't have that. Nah.
Now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, maybe do I want one?
Yeah, you can get the new ones now that play MP3s and.
No, I don't want that.
Yeah. You'd have to find tapes to put them in there, so you could get one and then put tapes inside. But it's actually, and the ghetto blaster now. See that one down there? Down. The one, keep going. The one that I used to have now could be right in the bottom right. Right there, that black one.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's the one I was thinking of. That is the one that is early 2000s, late 90s.
Right. So I had the one before this.
Okay.
But yeah, you could literally, and then I started getting different things, but you could literally take that speaker and you could put it all around the room. Anyways,
so dope.
The greatest part about having music is I was able to like record my own music using the tape deck and record different things. And then what came later was the ability to take that same thing and like record so that your radio would wake you up with whatever.
Oh yes,
So
yes.
that was the thing.
Remember this one?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had a couple of those.
There was there was the
My mom still has that
square
on her dressing
silver
table. I think
one.
that's my mom's dressing table right now.
Oh
It's
my
on
god,
it.
that's her actual
That's
dressing
her
table.
dressing table.
There's the square one that is silver that's
Nobody
like
can
kind
see
of
it.
wide, kind of deep. I know I'm describing it.
Go ahead.
And then there was the one that came out in the late 90s that was a little bit more rounded, is what I will say. And it had the CD player on top. That was when we went into CD range.
CD range.
That was when we were in CDs. Somebody was talking about mini discs the other day. And then we were talking about not the mini discs, these ones, laser discs, bro.
Laser discs.
You remember laser discs?
Yeah, I never had one.
Oh, they're like record for you guys who don't know. They're movies on discs, like CDs, but the size of a record, like a giant disc. And they predated Laserdisc, but my uncle's one of those people who had the things when the things were thinging. So he did have that Laserdisc player for all of, I think it was obsolete in a year. CDs, DVDs came out right after.
Beta DVDs came out. All
Yeah.
that stuff came out.
Yeah, my uncle's a DVD guy. He love a movie.
Yeah.
I have been listening to, because we're talking about in the ears. Let me get back on track. I've been listening to Jay Dilla, and when I say Jay Dilla, I've actually been listening to all of the songs that are credited to Jay Dilla, which is over 300 or something. So it was a really, yeah, it's a great playlist. Right now I'm listening to Tidal, but I'm sure the other one can get you right.
Spotify.
Spotify.
I've been listening to Lisa McClendon. So on that Neo Soul playlist, there's Lisa McClendon, and there's a set of gospel artists that sound just like the late 90s and early 2000s neo soul genre, which
Love
is
it.
one of my favorites. So
Does it take you back, way back into time?
It doesn't take me back because most of the songs I've never heard, but Lisa McClendon,
The vibe.
The vibe does. Yes,
Okay.
the vibe sure does.
Okay.
Lisa McClendon songs, I know them. I was like, oh, I used to sing that at church.
Aww.
And I was like, yeah, sometimes you got to bring those back. Bring back the gospel track.
Okay, now we're going to move on to the portion of the show we call The Word.
The Word.
The Word is where we try to think deeply about the shallow stuff. I'm just kidding.
It's wild.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, kidder.
Consciously says that. Don't think too deep about shallow stuff.
Got it.
Whose word is it this week? Is it mine? Is it yours?
It is. It's your week. I think last week I did.
You don't want to rock paper scissors for it?
If you want to rock paper scissors, but before we do that, I want to make sure that everybody knows that on June 1st, we're gonna have the Black Family Business Conference that is gonna happen on June 1st
at Duggan Hall.
Mm-hmm. So Havana's on here. I want to make sure that everybody knows that this is happening. It's going to be amazing. Just bring your family and join up. Should be good.
Okay.
Now for the word.
Okay. Today's word is all about perseverance. I know we talk a lot about persistence and continuing to do things. And to persist seems like it should be easy, but to persist becomes a little bit more difficult the more things are put in your way. And then that's when we get into what we would like to call perseverance. And to persevere means to be able to keep going, to do what you're doing, regardless of the things that are put up in front of you. And when I say regardless, I mean in a reasonable way, like truly, if you could not, you cannot. But, looking for as many different ways to solve problems, solve issues, solve challenges, so that you are able to execute your vision or whatever it is that you want to execute. So it's all about focusing on your ability to overcome.
Fantastic.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening
was
to
awesome.
us and for joining us tonight on the Black
Multiverse Theory
Podcast. We will see you once again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. I have to say, politely, I'm happily surprised that we, have some sneak listeners. So shout out to all of you who have come up to us in secret and been like, yo, I listen to your show. We appreciate you.
We do. Like, share, and subscribe, though.
Like, share.
Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a good evening.